It is my pleasure and treat to give all you Ninja Turtle fans what I call the legends of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle podcasting today. 4 of the greatest and longest running shows. We are joined with none other than Michelle Ivy, who is the creator of the Cowabunga Corner, which was created in 2010, one of the longest running YouTube channels, which is a huge success and inspiration to many of us Ninja Turtle fans. We also have Christian, TMNTTALK, who is an eyelash away from 750 podcast episodes. 750. We also have Eric, who is a co-host of Epic Tales from the Sewers. They've been running hot for 5 years. A lot of comic stuff over there, some cool stuff. And, of course, our good friend Brian Van Hooker with the who's who of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles media, be it toys, video games, movies, pop culture. He's got you covered on TurtleTracks. Guys, welcome on in. Good to have you all here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks for making this possible.
All right. So, this is just a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle love, guys. For those who are listening on Shellonomics for the first time, less than 24 hours. I was like, this would be a cool idea just to get all of us to mash up, and less than 24 hours, we're all ready to rock. So we'll do a little round table here. I'll ask all you. We'll start with Michelle, then we'll go to Christian, Eric, and then Brian. So, Michelle, what was your inspiration behind Cowabunga Corner?
I have been interviewed several times because of these green guys behind me. Ninja Turtles has just taken over my life back in the 80s and 90s. And so I was in a lot of newspapers and stuff. But in 2004, VH1 got a hold of me and they made me look crazy. Like, I live on a steady diet of pizza every day. Not really. But that's what VH1 said. And it just, the interviews kind of kept going in that direction where they didn't tell my real story. Where I've been backstage at the concert on the set of the TV show, Friends with Eastman and Laird. And I wanted my real story out there. And then a newscaster came in and she didn't bring a camera crew. Everyone else brought a camera crew. She came in with a small little camcorder and did this like half-hour interview with me. And I'm thinking, wow, how's this one going to turn out? It was on the air the next day. And I'm like, this is the best interview so far. I can do this. And I started filming that day. And I was trying to do it in one take because I'm not an editor. And I got a phone call from one of my best friends who goes, what you up to? I'm like, I'm trying to film a blog for my YouTube channel. And she's, can I edit it? I'm like, yes. And that's how Phoenix became the Cowabunga Corner editor. We got it up the next day and it was a hit. So we just kept going. I'm mostly on Instagram right now, but Cowabunga Corner YouTube is coming back at some point.
Oh, well, it's a blessing because there are some interviews that we are unable to get anymore now because some of them have crossed over. So phenomenal YouTube channel, and thank you so much. Christian, dude, did you ever see yourself getting to 750 episodes, and what was the inspiration behind your show?
No way, man. Yeah, that was 10 years ago. I mean, I'm a TMNT fan all my life, and back then, so yeah, 10 years ago, I was listening to all this other TMNT podcasts that existed back then, like, what was it back then? Like Turtle Power Board, What the Shell, Turtle Soup was also back then, that still exists nowadays. And I just enjoyed this so much that I thought, maybe I can do this too. So I just started doing it. And as some might know, some might not know, I'm from Austria in Europe, so I'm normally talking German. And there did not exist a TMNT podcast in German back then. So I thought, that could be my thing. So I just started a TMNT podcast. I just started talking, put a microphone in my face and started talking about the one thing that I know most about, which is Ninja Turtles. And that was the start. And after a few years, I also thought about, because people really came up to me and thought, hey, cool show, but I don't understand the word you're saying. Maybe you can do something in English. So I also started, English episodes. Both sides still exist nowadays. And as Mike said, I have over 500 German episodes because I'm really trying to do this weekly, and over 200 English episodes where I mostly nowadays talk about the newest comic stuff that's coming out, because IDW is just putting out so much stuff, and
Yeah, so much good stuff that I'm talking about. So that's where I started, and I had no idea that in 10 years later I would still be talking turtles, but here I am, and I don't want to stop anywhere near in the future and just keep going with talking turtles because I just love doing that.
It's like a leaky boat. You're trying to plug up one comic, and then a Casey Jones one starts, the new Shredder series starts, the IDW is still popping, Saturday Morning Adventures. It is an ever-flowing pool of Ninja Turtles.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Eric and Justin Cooper here, the co-host of Epic Tales from the Sewers. How did you guys get to... Oh, there he is. Our buddy's actually coming back just in time right now. Literally with his name.
Just in time.
Yeah, literally just in time. We're just about to talk about Epic Tales from the Sewers. And now we got both you guys here. Of all you guys have the best intro in my opinion. I love the old video game retro feel. So I appreciate that. I get hyped before the show. So how did you guys actually meet to do your own show, and what was behind your inspiration? I know you're a big comic guy.
I just came on to tell Brian how jealous I am that he got to interview Dave Goals. So that's
Oh.
that's the only reason I'm here. So what was the question? How we met?
Yeah, how did you guys start your show? What was the inspiration behind Epic Tales?
Oh, that's two different questions because I used to have a different co-host and we started this whole thing because The Last Ronin was coming out, and I was a big fan of the I think it's like the 90s when those cassette tapes came out where you would actually just like listen to a story or something along those lines, and it would be like Intergalactic Wrestling, issue number 5,
Oh, with
like
the British Shredder. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I was such a fan of that, and I looked around and I saw obviously I saw Christian's podcast because he was one of like 3 that was out there. All the other ones had pretty much like given up or something like at that point, and it was like COVID and stuff. And I think this was like right when like Brian may have started around too. So because I think he started like just before we did. But there's no one doing any sort of audiobooks or anything for Turtles. So I'm like, well, I want to do something that people can listen to, and you can listen to it with your kids. You can sit there with the comic book and you can go through it. And I always wanted to be like a voice actor and all that for cartoon characters. So I'm like, well, here's my shot. I'm going to take it. I'm going to do it myself. That way, no one can tell me that I can't be Leonardo, because I'm going to be Leonardo. Like it's just going to happen, and like, what's my take on Donatello, on Mondo Gecko, on April and all that. So, so that's kind of how it started. What it became is just a little bit different because it's like we had people reaching out and they're like, hey, can we do your show or anything else like this? So to do something a little bit different, we wanted to try to find a way to be a positive voice in the fandom. So instead of being like 2 guys that get on and just rip about how they hate like Rise or something like that, you can find that wherever you want. That's not us. So we're like, well, let's feature people who are doing fan-made projects. And let's feature like artists who did like just covers and stuff like that. And let's feature like, well, let's get the writer around to talking about this. And it's like, okay, well, maybe we could do this too. So we always wanted to try to do something a little bit different, but everything's always going to be positive. And it's not going to be like a hate fest where you get on and you hate stuff. Now, we will say that because Eric gets on often and talks about what pizza he dislikes. So...
Well, feel free to share which pizza you dislike, Eric, and then we'll get over to Brian.
Look,
list.
pineapple is an absolute crime. I don't know why people like that. It's a crime.
Oh, my pineapple.
So
Looks like oh my God!
I need my pineapple.
Hey, take all of ours. We'll give you extra chunks, whatever you want. No thanks.
yeah.
But that's my take on it. I wanted to do something different, and I thought that ending most every episode with a pizza recipe would be something that's different, and then just going between the comic reads, and then if we have something else, like recently we did, TMNT and psychology. So we're kind of branching out. It's not something that's like I'm not copying what Brian does, or I'm not copying what Mike does, or what Christian does. We all bring something different to the table. That's kind of the hope.
And that's what I love about every channel. That's why I brought all you guys together for this show. None of us compete against each other. We create. We all have our own special version of Turtles that we love. Mm-hmm. And Brian is the ultimate media guy here, TurtleTracks. Before Turtles, he's had interviews with Kevin Conroy, cast from the Muppets. On his podcast of TurtleTracks, he's got toys of Playmates guys, Shredder's Revenge video game people, the guy who made the fan-made game, I'm drawing a blank, Rescue Palooza. He's got guys from the movie, just anything Turtle. So, Brian, with all your media, what inspired your TurtleTracks show?
Well, I've been a journalist for a long time, probably about 15 years now, give or take. And I was doing a lot of interviews and getting more into that space. And after X number of years, I ran out of ways to trick my editors into letting me write Ninja Turtle stories. So in 2018, I decided to start doing like an interview-only thing because I don't want to hear myself talk for that long. So I decided to just start reaching out to people, and it started slow. I mean, I still owe a debt of gratitude to Rob Luther, who was hosting Turtle Flakes at the time. Really sweet guy. I did my first couple of episodes kind of on their channel, just kind of getting my feet wet. I think I did like 2-3 episodes on their tops and then started to do it. And slowly but surely, it kind of just grew into something more and more. So since 2018, I think I'm up to 67,000 listens or something. Like, I've really kind of made it a weekly thing for the most part. Occasionally I miss a week, but I've gotten a chance to talk to all really, it was an excuse to talk to the 4 voice actors from the original cartoon. That was the whole thing, was an excuse to talk to Rob Paulson, Cam Clark, Townsend Coleman, and Barry Gordon. And it kind of grew out of that. And now the weirder things get, the more I enjoy like this. So I'll give you a sneak peek. I've got the choreographer for Ninja Rap coming up early next year. Like, I like stuff like that. That's like, wait, why would he talk to that person? That's the ones that make me the most excited. So, I mean, I just like reaching out to, my whole thing is anybody from there's so much different iterations of the Turtles. So my mind is anybody who worked on any version in any capacity. I think there's a story there. Sometimes I do 15-minute episodes. Sometimes they're 90-minute episodes. But I just like to talk to people about their history in the franchise.
Yeah, I think you just kind of like go on a whim, right, Brian? Because your list is you've got the guy who created the turtle pies that we all loved as kids. I mean,
yeah, Mike's the best. He's a great dude.
So what goes in your mind to find these people? And if you don't mind, for those who actually want to start their own podcast, you don't have to reveal all your secrets because, again, you were a journalist, so you have your own connections. But if somebody wants to actually write a celebrity without being, because you're going to have to face rejection, how do you actually, like, what's your, strategy or whatnot to reach out and ask people to come on your show?
Oh, I mean, I kind of have had a few different ways. I mean, I do have, like, there's a tool called IMDb Pro, which I use for my work, and I'll use it for this as well. Sometimes I'll interview somebody at work, and I know in the back of my head, like, I interviewed the guy who, I did a big Reno 911 oral history for Cracked Magazine, and it was like 12,000 words. It was the biggest piece I've ever written. It was huge. But I knew one of the co-creators of Reno 911 was worked on the Coming Out of Their Shells tour. So it was always my secret evil plan to come back to him later and have him a guest in the show. And he was delightful. Robert Ben Garant, just a lovely guy. And he had wonderful horror stories about being the advanced team for Coming Out of Their Shells. So, I mean, it's all different things. Like, I got Rob Paulson on as an early guest, and he's just the sweetest guy in the world. But I probably saw, I mean, just for my own love of the show, I probably saw Animaniacs live 3 times before I got the guts up to ask him if he'd be a guest in the podcast. So, like, it honestly is kind of any which way. I mean, I've got relationships now with IDW and a little bit of Nickelodeon too. So I've kind of, some of that's gotten a little easier, but also, like, I'm still just cold calling people or finding out, oh, who's in the credits of this thing, and I'll reach out to them on Facebook. I got, Mike, you mentioned earlier, the guy from Coming Out of Their Shells, the guy who played Shredder. I just found him on Facebook, and I was like, oh, I bet there's a story there. So,
which is one of the funniest interviews. Just his demeanor on that episode was just how he was pretty much in the show. I love that's one of my favorite ones on your channel. Michelle,
can I speak up a little on this? Because
sure.
I got something to say about. For me, with interviewing people, it started off with, well, why just share my story? I've got all these friends because I've been behind the scenes since the 90s. So at first it was just getting a hold of friends. But then I'm like, this could be an opportunity to meet the people I've always wanted to meet. And I already knew 2 of my 3 favorite actors back in when the original movie came out. I was a huge fan of Michelin Sisti and Leif Tilden. and Ernie Reyes Jr. And the only one I didn't know was Leaf. And that is the funniest story of trying to get an interview that I have. Because I go to Misha and I ask, hey, where's Leaf? And he's like, oh, we haven't seen him for about 10 years. He stopped coming to the Henson parties. I haven't seen him. I don't know. And I'm like, what? And I go to Stephen Ho and I'm like, do you know where Leaf is? I haven't seen him since we worked on Turtles. No. So I was searching and I got a job description of one of his jobs that they last knew he had. And I searched that with his name and I found a phone number. And I'm like, I don't normally call people out of the blue, but I want this interview. And so it took 2 weeks to build up the guts just to make that phone call. I make the phone call. He answers the phone. I go, and he goes, hello. And I'm like, hi, is this Leif Tilden? Why, yes, it is. And I'm like, hi, my name is Michelle Ivy. I run a Ninja Turtle blog called Cowabunga Corner. You're a huge inspiration to my work. And I just want to say thank you and see if you'd be up for being interviewed. Is this a joke? No, it's not a joke. So I could hear the hesitant on the call. We had 3 phone calls before, because he agreed to an interview, but it took 3 calls to get a date and time and everything set up. And I'm like, he's going to bail. This guy's not going to do this interview. He's going to cancel. So I got tricky. I gave him a different phone number. I said, if you have any reason to cancel, this is the place where we're doing the interview. Call this number. And sure enough, we're heading to the location the day of the interview, and I get a text from the person that I gave the number to, the person of the number, saying, Leaf canceled. So my sister and I go over to Denny's as I'm sitting there going, darn it, it didn't work. And then I get this like 6-minute voicemail going, Michelle, you're crazy. This is Leaf. And I just talked and reminisced with Stephen Ho for like the last hour on Ninja Turtles. And now I've watched Cowabunga Corners. You are nuts. We are doing this interview. So not only did I get the interview by having him call his old stunt double, I also got to be there for their reunion where they haven't seen each other in 20 years.
Oh my God. Yeah. So for those who don't know, Michelle would actually go to their house or find a location and interview them. Oh, like an old school April O'Neil. It was not usually done by the phone or like we're doing here on Zoom. So I wanted to ask you, Michelle, how touched were you by your the fans? Because I remember for your old Cowabunga Corner, you made a Kickstarter and you asked people, hey guys, I love my show. I'm looking to get a couple of funds for gas, essentials to drive. So how touched were you by creating your own Kickstarter and the amount of support you got by other Turtle fans?
Kickstarter is so hard. Kickstarter, GoFundMe, anytime you're asking other people for finances, the number one thing that's yelled at me is sell your collection. But thankfully, there are a lot of people who do support what I do that back me. I have to say, with that Kickstarter, not only did some of the celebrity guests jump out, not just fans, to support that, Michelin Sisti heard one of the items that I wanted to get, and he said, you need that if this Kickstarter succeeds or not. So he jumped on Amazon, ordered me the item, and had it shipped to where I was in California at the time. And that was a travel scanner. So when I go to somebody's house, I can scan their awards or animation cells right there without worrying about, is the picture going to come out right? No, I could just scan it. But
sounds like
that's
Brian.
just how supportive. The best support, though, it hasn't even been the financial support. The best support that I got from the fans is when they come up and talk to me. And one in particular really stands out because when I did Cowabunga Corner, I was doing it just to share turtle information. I didn't think that this was going to help anyone. I was just doing my own way of entertainment because I get stuck at home with my pain levels, and it's my way of reaching out and feeling like I still had a job. And I didn't really know. I was doing it for myself, really, just to get out there and do something. And when I go to events, I meet other turtle fans that know my work, and it's always fun meeting them. But it's very rare that they say, do you want to know why I'm a fan? And I say that to so many Ninja Turtle cast members. I've only had it said back to me once. And this one fan asked me, first he fanned me for like an hour. Found me at New York City Comic Con, came up to talk with me. We went out to the hallway because it was the end of the turtle panel. And while I was talking with him, he's like quoting stuff I said in episodes of Cowabunga Corner and the titles. I don't remember any of that stuff, but I know how to answer his questions because he's asking for deeper explanations. And I finally say, I got to go. My friends are waiting over there. We're heading off to an autograph session. And he looks at me and goes, before you go, can I tell you why I'm a fan of Cowabunga Corner? Yeah, go right ahead. Sure. And he tells me how he was in the army. He was off in Iraq, and he was watching his friends go into the war, and they're going into battle, and he's watching his friends get injured and killed in front of him. And when they get back to the base, the way he would ground himself to not get lost in what was going on around him was watching Cowabunga Corner and Black Nerd Comedy.
Hell yeah.
He had me in tears
Oh yeah.
when you find out that something you're doing just for fun, and this has to be how the actors feel from the turtle shows and any TV show or musical band, because when they're going out there, they're just expressing their own fun area. They're enjoying their life and entertaining us, or they're reading somebody else's script, but they don't realize how they're going to affect us. And I finally had that kind of thrown back at me, because I never realized that I could do the same without being in a show or a band or something. I always wanted to do puppeteering and wear costumes, but I never thought that I'd have that line said back. And I'm still friends with that fan to this day. He's one of my friends, and I've met others now who've said stuff similar, but not as like that. But saying how I helped them understand that there's more female fans than they originally thought, because everyone would get after them saying, "Oh, Turtles is a boy thing." I had that said to me when I was a kid. I've had a lot of different expressions of what Cowabunga Corner has done for the fandom. Um, I was just doing it because I wanted to get out there and talk turtles. I wanted to do something, and I love doing that.
Exactly.
And I love hearing other people too. Your guys' stories have been great.
Appreciate that. Christian, how long do you do prep work when you have a guest? You've had Kevin Eastman on your show, as most of you guys have had as well. You've had the voice actor of Baxter Stockman for the 2003 cartoon. How much homework do you do for your guests to show them respect?
And mostly it's like a week preparation, because I always, when I have a guest on my show and I do an interview, I always try to find something that hasn't been asked before. I mean, you, of course, you do the usual stuff like, when did you start your job? Why did you start your job? How did you get the role? Whatever, the usual stuff. Okay. But I always try to throw in stuff that I haven't heard on other podcasts being asked. So I look over stuff that they've already done, and I check it out and try to find something. Like, I remember when I was talking to Kevin Eastman, one of the things I just wanted to know is, how did he get the role of Ice Cream Kitty? How did that work out? And yeah, I only can say that Kevin is just the nicest guy ever. He's so great, and he was telling me everything that I want to know, and there was no problem or anything. And love Ice Cream Kitty. So yeah, just some days checking all out, like going over there, like the Wikipedia pages, like for Asia Wax that I had on my show recently, who was the bubblegum girl on TMNT in 1990. I just checked out what else did she, and I tried to integrate that into the whole interview. So yeah, I really try to get prepared myself, and I mean, with Asia, it was the funniest thing, because it was like she contacted me, and 2 days later we made the interview. It was really fast, so I did not have much time for preparation, but I did my best. I checked out the stuff that she did before, and it was a great interview. And she's also very lovely, and it was just fun. And yeah, that's how I try to be a little bit professional on these things.
Yeah. Justin and Eric, now Brian's also been blessed, and Michelle, to host panels at Comic-Con. Brian's been at GraniteCon. Michelle's been at a couple cons hosting panels. You actually did one with Kevin Eastman at C2E2. So what was your preparation for that? How different was that compared to a regular podcast?
I just want to say about Brian's Granite Con. I was so annoying to literally everybody in the audience, because I sat front center, took pictures. I pushed people away and all that. I like shushed people. It was great.
I was very grateful for that.
Like, it was,
I got great pictures.
and then that was
Very
that
grateful.
Eric, that was the panel where you presented like that
Yep.
huge Kodak moment at the end, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And there was like a 15-person panel. There was way too many people on the stage. It
so
was
many.
50.
way too many.
Don't tell him I said this, but Gavin Smith. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to Gavin. Love Gavin. So- I'm joking because I might see him this weekend. But so your
Tell him I
question
said
was about I'll tell you said I.
Yeah, just like what goes through your mind, take us through the step by steps and getting ready for a panel. Like, did they ask you the day of? Did they give you time ahead of time, or?
Usually with something like that, it'll either be somebody asks you to do it or you ask someone to do it, and then you'll have like think of it as like a presentation at work, right? You're either doing a PowerPoint or you're gonna like have an outline. The way I do everything is I try to have an outline, and then it just kind of gets smaller and smaller and smaller until the end is like obvious. Then you're like, oh, of course, like we've reached the end of the discussion. And it's like a natural thing. So that's how I'll do it. So I'll start off broad, and then I'll try to involve everybody. And I think like the best thing that you can do at any of these is involve the audience. So when I had done one at Granite, we did a giveaway with Bull Airs. So Bull Airs had a Slam and Donnie jersey or something like that. So we gave that away. So.
Damn.
I think Eric should run the next one though.
Well, that's what I was going to ask next. Is, there are a lot of duo podcasts with co-hosts and whatnot. There's a couple other shows I know. I believe like Ninja Turtles Power Hour, I think, is a 1 or 2 or 3-man booth. So what are some of the pros that you actually have working with Justin having a 2-man booth, Eric?
Hey man, I'm not gonna lie. He's pretty much the brains of it. I'm good at talking to people, so when he asked me to go after a guest, I attack. So
Eric is my secret weapon. Always. Always.
And,
he's the most likable guy.
My wife does call me a social butterfly. I am very, very, very known for. It doesn't matter who you are. I don't care. Like, I remember me and Justin went to go see the wrestlers, and he was like, "We gotta stay back here." I was like, "Nah, we're going up here and talk to him." I no filter. I'm just. That's what I do. And he's the one that does a lot of the research and all that other stuff, and we just kind of go with the flow, and that's what I do. I go with the flow, and Justin needs me to get into something, I'm there. So
you guys don't get
with
to see
him,
what doesn't make tape before when Eric preps the guest and they're all like cracking up and they're ready to go. That's
That's
the main benefit. Right there.
Before the main comic goes live, like a stand-up show. Okay, gotcha. You something.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Brian, we had you on last year here. How cool was it and an honor where someone actually reached out to you because they said, all due respect, your audio sucks when you first started your show, and they actually reached out and they wanted to enhance your audio. So how touching was it that people actually, wanted to help your channel grow?
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that because I was like, I wanted to mention him earlier. So yeah. I got very lucky. So like, I think Michelle kind of described a similar situation where like this was like the podcast is almost incidental. Like I was looking for an excuse to talk to these people, and it just happened to be that a podcast was the way to do that. Like, and so for a long time, I would just like, especially my first like 10 episodes, I was just recording these episodes and they just sat in my hard drive because I got what I wanted out of it. I don't care if anybody listens to this stuff. I wanted to talk to Rob Paulson or Kevin Eastman or whatever. But like I started posting these things and they were very rough. And then a guy reached out to me, Ian Williams, who's still my editor. And he's like, he reached out and said, "Hey, I love your podcast. Your audio sucks. Can I please just edit it?" So, to this day, he's my editor, and he's just a very, like, he knows what he's doing. He's very kind, and he's done it like the whole time. And honestly, I'm rounding 200 episodes. I think I'm up to 181. Probably have booked out till about 190. But I would have gotten this far if not for him. Like, no joke. I would have stopped because even the audio wouldn't, like, I don't know. It just made it, because all I do now is I record and I send it. I don't even listen to the thing.
Awesome.
Respect to editor friends.
Yeah,
it's the best. Like, you completely. So, like, honestly, Ian Williams, huge, very much made this possible. He's fellow dorks only on Instagram, but he's just a good dude who, like I said, and it's like, even though you only hear my voice, sometimes I'm like, oh man, I want to make sure I credit him correctly. But like, you only hear my voice, but it's very much a 2-man operation, and it wouldn't, like I said, wouldn't still be going if not for that.
So Michelle, I would like to say, because you love Turtles more. I mean, we all love Turtles, but you're more like dubbed as a super fan, even though you don't. You kind of hush that. But we've all called you the super fan.
No. Michelle is the official #1 fan.
Yes,
Nobody else is.
Yeah, she's a legend.
Equal.
She's a legend.
No, it's not. It's Michelle and then everybody else. That's,
Yeah.
So
she's a piece of history. She's a piece of turtle history.
Yes,
I heard Jason Momoa's
We're
up
all
there.
really.
Yeah.
It's Michelle,
I've seen him
and
once.
Jason Momoa, Carmelo Anthony, and all of us.
So, Michelle,
Yeah, I can live with that.
yes, exactly. You've been around for a long time in the podcasting and Cowabunga Corner world. There's a lot of shows that, like Christian said, have kind of come and gone where they reach burnout. You seem like me, where your show kind of bounces around. Like sometimes you would do a guest, sometimes you would do a toy interview. So how did you avoid burnout?
I'm just too obsessed. You can't burn out of something that has helped you so much. When I look at Turtles, I see the faces that turn around and help me learn to read, help me learn to defend myself, and all the friends. And it wouldn't have happened so much if I didn't go and meet Eastman and Laird when I was a teenager and realize what amazing people they all are. I started as a kid meeting these guys, and as you guys have said, Kevin's one of the nicest guys you can meet. I got that experience when I was a kid, and it just stuck with me. When Turtles started to die out in the late 90s, where you started to see less stuff after the next mutation, and then 2000, Mirage bought all those licensings in, Playmates Toys, Palladium, everyone that originally had those licenses lost them at this point. The only thing we had was the end of the Image Comics coming and a couple iron-on shirts in 2000. That's all the official Turtle stuff that happened that year. And I'm sitting there going, if Turtles helped me as much as they have, and they helped all these other fans that I have met online since 1996, they helped people with medical problems. They helped people with social anxieties. They helped people with bullying situations. I've talked to fans all around the world that were helped by the Turtles. And I'm like, we can't let it die. We can't. We're the voices of the past. We're the voices that can help people understand why this franchise has to survive. So when I started Cowabunga Corner, when I started doing all this stuff, it is to help keep it around for future generations, even when there's nothing new coming out. I held a booth in 2000 at Motor City Comic Con saying, "Save our turtles." Kevin Eastman donated money to make that booth happen. And then the following year, Peter Laird sent us the flyers for Volume 4 of Mirage and autographed posters to give away to fans. So Eastman and Laird were backing the fan community in what we were doing to keep the turtles around as well. And when you got that kind of support, when you got the fans that are around you, all your friends that you've made through the franchise, there's no burnout. There's just more friends. Every corner has a new friend.
Every Cowabunga Corner. So Christian, I want to know, how challenging is it for you to do this? Because again, like we're filming this, it's about, everybody's got a different time zone. 5 o'clock where I am, Brian and Michelle are like around the 6, 7 o'clock. It's pretty much midnight by you, dude. So how did you grow your brand? You have over 1,000 followers on Instagram, which is awesome. You have a phenomenal website where you're a giver, and you mentioned everybody else's blogs and any other one else who has created their own little turtle stuff. So how challenging was it for you to kind of promote yourself and put yourself out there?
I think the main thing is that, well, I'm mostly doing it for myself, to be honest. I mean, I started this because I wanted to talk turtles, and I never went there and said, "Oh, I want to be famous. I want to get rich by doing this or something." No, I just wanted to talk about my most favorite topic. I want to talk about turtles. So I just started talking, and I'm doing this for myself. And as I said, it's I just keep doing it. I'm on all the social media and just try to promote it and give it out there to the people. Like, hey, there's something new, new episode or new comic coming out, and just keep doing it because I love doing it. And I guess that's it. I just keep doing it because I have fun doing it. And when then really people come to me and write me and tell me, hey, I'm listening to your podcast and it's so much fun and it's cool and everything, I'm like, really? You're listening to to me talking turtles, to me rambling about turtles? This is the coolest thing ever, that really people are out there, and I'm so grateful that people are really out there and they're enjoying what I'm doing. And this even gives me more energy to do more, to keep it going. And I think that's the main reason I'm doing it, because I'm having fun doing it. And when really people, I mean, I've met friends through the podcast. Some people came up to me, wrote me an email. One of my best friends came to me because of the podcast. He wrote me an email, hey, that's cool. I'm also a turtle fan. Let's talk turtles. And to this day, I really can say he is one of my greatest friends. And that's just amazing. The love for turtles brought us together. And that's what I keep doing. And that's why I love doing what I'm doing.
What's really cool is just how even the Ninja Turtle universe as a whole gives back to some of you guys with Easter eggs. Brian has a little knick-knack for a toy we're going to get to. Eric and Justin have been featured as a little Epic Tales comic. And Michelle, you've actually been on documentaries, whether it was Turtle Power, the documentary, you've been on The Toys That Made Us. Feel free to share any story you'd like about how people are reaching out to you to actually be a guest on their shows.
Oh, my favorite story is The Toys That Made Us. The way they contacted me. I just watched season 1 and 2. I don't know the stories behind those toys, so of course I'm believing the show and going, oh, this is so epic. I'm watching it with my dad, who is completely into the show too. And then I get an email. Hi, I'm with The Toys That Made Us, and we were told by one of the turtle actors that we should contact you. Can I give you a call? Sure, yeah, go ahead. Here's my number. Gets on the phone. Just to let you know, we already have a turtle collector, so we're probably not going to use you. Oh, okay. 10 minutes into the call. You're more than just a collector, aren't you? An hour into the call. Yeah, I think we might use you. We'll be back in touch with you soon. A couple days later, I get an email saying, do you know anyone who knows how to get a hold of David Wise? We can't find him anywhere. Hey, David, there's this TV show that wants your contact. Oh, your email? Okay. How you doing? So one of their main email interviews on there, I helped them get. And then another week later, I got another email from them saying, do you know anyone who saw the Coming Out of the Shells tour live? Well, I saw it once at the Masonic Temple on October 17th, 1990, the full show before it was edited. Then I saw it 4 times at Getting Down to Your at Six Flags Great America in July 1991. Then I saw the Getting Down to Your Town tour 4 times in 1992 at Six Flags Great America and got backstage twice. Does any of that count? Okay, we're coming to interview you. So that was how that one kind of played out. I didn't get the answer right away. With VH1, it was Mirage Studios' fault. Well, one of my friends who used to work for Mirage contacted me saying, hey, there's a TV show looking for collectors. You should send your information in. I trust them. I don't watch VH1. I didn't know what I was getting into. So I sent my information, and 3 months later, they were at my house for 3 days. So, and then with, I did have a throw at me in IDW Comics, too, and that was Tom Waltz kind of teasing us to watch out for, and then a meteor was named after me, M. Ivy.
Oh, nice. You did very, very cool.
There's been a lot through the years. I've been kind of weaved behind the scenes with these guys, and they're all good. And when you get in there and start to know them, they weave the other fans through. That's because they're all fanboys themselves. They're all into what they're doing.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Well, with Christmas coming around the corner, our good friend Brian with the Ninja Turtle Christmas toys has an Easter egg. We've had Aaron on the show, who is a NECA toy designer with the artwork. Feel free to share how the hell that happened, dude.
Yeah, so I mean, Aaron Hazuri. He designed my logo. Literally one of my dearest friends. Met him through the podcast, so I'm grateful for that alone. I before I even knew Aaron, though, I knew Trevor Zammit, the brand manager of Ninja Turtles at NECA. He and I met at an Alamo Draft House when the quarter scale Ninja Turtles for the first movie were coming out. And he and I just got talking, and we never kind of stopped. And occasionally, I would like bother him and be like, "Hey, I need this and I need that." So, like when the Bebop and Rocksteady bunnies came out, that was because I kept annoying him for years on end, telling him, "Hey, I need these bunnies," and he was just like, and he had to come up with some exclusives for Loot Crate in a hurry, and he said, "Oh, hey, Brian keeps bothering me about these," so I just made those, and then but all the while, I kept telling him I want Christmas turtles. I wish we had them back in the day. How cool would it have been if we had Christmas turtles? So I never, like, that to me is such a natural thing. We got turtle bike cops and all these other silly things, but we could have gotten Christmas turtles. Like, to me, I've always, and I love kitschy turtle Christmas. Like, I love kitschy Christmas stuff. So I bugged him forever. And then last summer, I get a package in the mail. I didn't even know they were making these. And it's these sort of goofy looking, and I open it up, and it's these goofy looking turtles of the We Wish You a Turtle Christmas special, which is one of the most bizarre turtle things in the whole library.
A turtle Christmas.
Yeah. And so I'm seeing this thing, and I think it's the coolest thing in the world. And then as I'm looking closer, I see that on the skateboard is my face that he put on the board. They had to come up with new artwork for the skateboard. So my face, receding hairline and all, is on the board, and I was very, very flattered by it. So yeah, if you buy the Dimension Xmas Christmas set for from Walmart, that's my face on that skateboard. So.
Unbelievable.
It just came from me annoying my friends. That's really that's cool.
Well, hopefully, I'm sure they get enough for getting a Tempestra figure. I'm sure NECA's going to get that out before they retire. That's the one we all want. I'm sure they'll get that one eventually. Fingers crossed. Eric, what about you guys? You and Justin had an Epic Tales Easter egg in a comic not too long ago, right?
Yeah, it's self-made. It's made by Lewis Gray. Robot Reviews. It's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Countdown. It's the working week special. Is what it is. You want me to bring it up or?
Yeah, if you got it, feel free.
Yeah, I got it right here. Yeah, he put us in a book, and I was like, what? I was like, what does this happen? You know, just got the comic book and all that. I haven't got a chance to read it quite yet. But I don't know if anybody knows, but as you guys can tell, I do not have a very, very long goatee anymore. So my goatee used to. I don't know. I don't know if you guys remember. Brian, do you remember my goatee?
No.
Granted,
I don't like.
Okay.
I don't notice anything.
Okay. All right.
I wouldn't have noticed.
Well, I used to have a really, really long goatee.
I
So
I don't remember. So
I don't know if you guys could see that. I don't know. Yeah. It's like me holding and me and Justin right there.
Yeah, it's almost like a Charlie Brown Linus, like the Christmas, like where they're always talking in the comic strips.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So, he put us in there, and I was, to be honest with you, I didn't know anything about it until I got the comic book, and Justin was like, "Hey, look inside," and I'm like, "Okay," and I was like, "Oh, no way." So yeah, that was pretty epic, to be a part of that I didn't even know of. So yeah, me and Justin.
Very nice. Well, we'll slowly start bringing this in for a landing because we have a lot to go through the round table to make sure everybody knows your guys' socials. So Christian, we'll start with you with plugging your socials. And my question to you is, where do you see the Ninja Turtles as a whole in the next 5 years? Do you see a lot more comics, another movie? Because unfortunately, The Last Ronin got canceled, which is a very boo-hoo. Yeah, very. All us OG fans are very disheartened by that. So those are my two things for you.
Okay. Yeah, let's keep it short. my podcast, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Talk. You can find me pretty much on every podcast app like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever, or just go to my website, TMNTTalk.com. You can find all the stuff, all the social media, including my Discord. There, come on over, check it out. So that's that. And yeah, where do I see the Turtles in 5 years? As you said, the last Ronin movie is on ice, and that's unfortunate. But another movie is coming, so yeah, of course, there will be more comics. The comics will keep going, and I hope they keep going for a long time because I'm really such a big fan of what IDW is doing. And yeah, a movie. Yeah, of course, we will get Mutant Mayhem 2. Looking forward to that one, and hopefully more because I was a big fan of the first movie. And yeah, live action movie, a new live action movie. Not sure where this is going, but hey, I'm open for it. And what else? Lots and lots of new action figures. That's that's definitely coming. And yeah, on TV, I'm not sure. Now the Tales of the TMNT is over after 2 seasons. A brand new show, maybe, or something that I would be really interested in is like maybe animated movies, like direct to DVD movies, maybe based on the IDW comics. That would be very interesting. Yeah, but hey, you never know. Nowadays you cannot be sure of what's going to happen. If someone told me like 2 years ago, yes, the TMNT will meet Naruto in a comic book and Godzilla and the Stranger Things gang, I would have said, yeah, you're crazy. But everything can happen nowadays, and you cannot be sure what's going to happen. But I just know I'm along for the ride. It's hey, put turtles on it, put Ninja Turtles on it. I check it out. I'm there for it. It's yeah, that's just the way I am. So I'm just along for the ride, whatever is coming.
And I'm so excited to see Lord Zed taking on the Ninja Turtles as a Power Rangers fan too. So I've been I'm waiting until all of them are released to get into that. But Eric, feel free to let us know where people can find Epic Tales. And my question for you is, what is your favorite Ninja Turtles video game? You have, in my opinion, the biggest Ninja Turtle video game collection known to man.
So everybody can find me on Instagram as TMNTDad. You can find me on Facebook, Eric Will. We also have a website, EpicTalesFromTheSewers.com. Favorite game, of course, I really like Turtles in Time. Yeah. It's definitely up there as one of my favorites. It's probably my favorite, but I also like the Hyperstone Heist too as well. Those two are probably my 2 favorites behind Manhattan Project.
Yeah, those are good. All right, Michelle. Well, we know where we can find you, most people, but in case they don't, where can they find you? I've been told you actually have a book you're working on that's going to be coming out, and we're giving you you're going to be the only one who has to answer that tough question now, just because it's going to make your brain hurt. I hope you don't get a brain hurt.
I can't answer that.
You cannot answer. You can only put if your memory was
that question.
Okay, then I will leave this for our viewers. Feel free to comment down below when this makes it to YouTube and Spotify. If your memory was erased and only one Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle incarnation existed, which one would it be? Our guests here are having too hard of a time to pick just one, as I can totally understand. But feel free to share, Michelle, where people can find you and tell us a little bit about this book you're doing.
Okay, I'm on Cowabunga Corner. You can find me on Instagram. My YouTube channel's still there with my stuff, but I haven't been able to get it going again. I hope to have it back started in another year or so. But in the meantime, I post constantly on Instagram. About the book that I just released, this was actually released on October 17th. It can be found on Instagram. This is a foam sculpting book, and it was actually used by the band Guar to make their costumes. They bought the book back in the 90s from my father, and his original book is just a printed at home and stapled together, and there's nothing on both sides. It's just all on the right side. So when I re-released my dad's book, I added over 20 photos of him at work onto the left side with note pages. I wrote the foreword, and I did an about author that's on the back. The instructions to make the foam is hand drawn by my father. And there are 2 pictures in here of my turtle costume that was used for the party turtles being made. If people could figure out which of the 2 pictures it is, because I did not make it obvious that it was a Ninja Turtle. But yes, this is what I am working on right now. In fact, I'm doing a book signing in December for it. And I just did a sale on my Instagram where people were able to buy autographed copies from us. But if people pick up the book and meet me and want me to sign it, I'll sign it. My dad passed away on July 24th, 2020. And this is our way of honoring and respecting him and keeping his legacy alive. He was the art director for TV shows and stuff. So he's done a lot of art. He's won world costume contests too. So all of his credits and stuff is on the back of this book. I miss him. And I hope that everyone who is very artistic and want to try a new creative route is willing to check out this book.
Fantastic, and fingers crossed it gets released. Is it hopefully either this year, at the end of this year, or early 2026?
This was released. It's on Amazon
as
of October 17th.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, it's
You
out.
can buy it now.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And our last dude here, Brian, congratulations on also not only having your own show, but being a part of the original Nickelodeon Ninja Turtle podcast, which is the official Turtle podcast. Where can people find you? And with Thanksgiving coming up here in the United States, what are you most thankful for about your podcast?
Oh boy. So yeah, I am on. I'm a a talking head or whatever on that iconic Origins Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle show. I was reached out to and very honored to get to be a part of that. I also wrote the official oral history of The Last Ronin for Inverse Magazine. So if you want to check that out, I got everybody who worked on that. And it's a cool story. It's too bad that we're not getting the movie. I'm holding out hope that we maybe do. As far as TurtleTracks, I am on Instagram really only. I can't handle more than that. So, I mean, I put my stuff up on SoundCloud. It's also on Apple and all that. No, it's not on SoundCloud. It is on SoundCloud. Which one am I not on? Spotify, because people keep telling me, you got to be on Spotify.
Yeah, that's what we've been trying to get you in there. Eventually.
I know, I'm going to do it. It's like if I have to click another thing, I can't.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm in Instagram at TurtleTracks Podcast. I mean, what am I most grateful for about the podcast? I mean, it's gotten me some really dear friends, like some of the people here, but also, like I mentioned, Aaron and Trevor and Ian and a few others. And it also kind of gotten a chance to, get to do some official Turtle stuff now, like the Last Ronin thing I mentioned, a couple more things in the works, and that podcast. So, I mean, I'm grateful for a lot of stuff. But the friends and getting to kind of have some sort of official contribution to the franchise that I care so much about. So those are my 2 big things. If I have to, did I answer the question? I don't know if I answered.
No, you got right ahead.
I feel like this went by so fast. Like I was the one going in, like I don't want to talk for that long, and then now it's like it's zipped by, and I'm like, oh shit, I shouldn't have.
That's how, dude. Me and Christian, we did. I try to break down, seasons. So we did all of season 3 of the original cartoon in one run. We did about 50 episodes in one show. So we're like, oh my God, is this too much? But when you're talking Turtles, as you can see, it's just a great time. It just brings up phenomenal energy. Yeah. I appreciate all you guys stopping by. Anybody who's listening to this, do stop by all these guys' channels. They are loaded with delicious Turtle content. Michelle Ivy has stuff you can't get anywhere else now with her guests. Brian's got you with, current and past and present, whether it's toys, video games, movie stars. Christian's got you in the comic books, as well as Justin and Eric. You guys have a phenomenal Thanksgiving holiday. Christian, have a great weekend. And thank you guys again so much just for bringing all us Turtle fans together.
Thank you
for bringing us all together.
Thanks for inviting us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cowabunga!
Yeah.